Yo, what is up? What is bracking? It is your boy, the DJC, aka the Don Juan Carlos. We're here for some more Destiny 2 content for your head tubs. We got Destiny Update 3.3.0. This is the one about Season of the Lost, the launch patch. So, we'll be going through all of the patch notes today, just in case you haven't seen anything or have not played Destiny yet. You will be seeing all of the changes that are up and coming into the game. And let me tell you, it's crazy. It's really crazy. So let's get started. Activities, raids. Vaulted Glass fixed an issue where the conflicts challenge rewards did not grant spoils of conquest. Last Wish fixed an issue where player revives would be placed in rooms that could not be accessed during the Riven encounter. Crazy. Fixed an issue where some players received bird error codes when trying to get to the Wall of Wishes. That actually happened to my homie the other day. Unfortunate. Deepstone Crypt fixed an issue where players could defeat Atrax 1 by attacking a fallen captain while outside of the playable space. Okay. Dungeons, Prophecy. Trials of the Nine reprisal weapons will now drop from Prophecy Dungeon. This is not true. This is bugged because we did Prophecy yesterday and we got no weapon drops. So, smile. They know about it though. They know that the weapons are dropping for Prophecy, and they're looking to fix it as fast as possible. Nightfall. The Fanatic has been busy. He's been judiciously spawning Overlord chieftains and unstoppable abominations to help guard the new Nightfall Hallowed Lair. The announcement that time is running out. Nightfalls in Legend Master Lost sectors are now color-coded depending on the player's colorblind settings. Nice. Strikes. 2 new disadvantage modifiers have been added to the Vanguard Strike playlist for Season 15 only. Added the new seasonal advantage modifiers to the Vanguard Strike playlist. So I'm pretty sure this is as you keep playing more and more strikes, you get more progress. Like you get streaks, which is pretty cool. I don't think it'll work that well in Nightfall because the Nightfall is basically kick you out as soon as you finish, unless you re-queue immediately. But that's fine. The Corrupted. Overload taken hobgoblins during the Ransack Ogre encounter have been replaced with unstoppable taken phalanxes. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, no, I know exactly what they're talking about. So, if you ever played the Corrupted on on Nightfall and or GM modifier, the goblins will spawn on the taken side when you get teleported. The goblins will spawn in that back area behind the ogre. However, because you only have 10 seconds to teleport between both realms, you can't kill, well, I can't say you can, but it's very difficult to kill all of the all of the taken hobgoblins because you stun them, try and do as much DPS as possible, you get teleported, and by the time you get teleported back, they're already at full health if you did not kill them in time. And they can respawn. So yeah, I'm glad that they made this change. It's been a while since we've had the Corrupted as a Nightfall, but I'm glad that that's a thing. So the Unstoppable Hive Ogre during the Ransack Ogre encounter now moves more freely. Cool. Some of the Taken now wield stasis boomer weapons. Terrifying. Fixed issue where throwable objects in the strike would fail to clean up if they were left on the ground after being uh-oh. Oh no, they nerfed it! They nerfed the infinite balls! No! They now disappear after 20 seconds on the ground or for 90 seconds being held, just like an uncharged version of the object. A Vakari, the Templar claimant, is now a champion combatant on Master and Grandmaster difficulty. Great. They nerfed it! No! They nerfed the freaking dude! The orbs. He used to be able to stack up like 1 billion orbs and then just chuck it as soon as the elevator started to clear out ads, and you just chuck it again to clear out all the ads once the elevator stopped. Darn it. Unfortunate. Let's see. Insight Terminus. The capture plate encounter halfway through the strike now always spawns a set number of champions, no matter how long it takes to capture a plate. 1 on Legend, 2 on Master or Grandmaster. Hallowed Lair, the Ravagers, the Fanatic's Ravagers will now roll stasis sensors instead of solar sensors. Lost Sectors, the Jumi City. All the Dreaming City Lost sectors are now available on Legend and Master difficulty. Availability: Season 15 has a rotation of 11 Lost sectors on Legend and Master difficulty. Lost sectors will be on a seasonal rotation moving forward. Wow. The boss in the Lost Sector Scavengers Den. The boss in the Lost Sector is now a boss type combatant when playing on Legend or Master difficulty. Tooltip. Legend Master Lost Sector's description now lists shield elements that will be encountered. Great. Legend and Master Lost Sector's descriptions have been reformatted for ease of reading. Great. Legend and Master Lost Sectors no longer have destination modifiers. I don't know what they did. The following modifiers have been removed: Memory of a Golden Age, Bygones Past, Haunted Dream, Lonely Outpost, Frozen Conundrum, Forlorn Miasma, Isolated Flames, Desolate Charge, renamed to Voidburn, Solarburn, and Arcburn. Great. UI. Fixed an issue where the Gambit post-game scoreboard could not pregnate correctly. I've never seen this word before. Copy. And we look it up. Because, I know.
Paginate.
Paginate correctly. Number of pages of. I see. Paginate. Added elements to the Vanguard subscreen in the director menu to represent the player's Vanguard reputation. Cool. When a player has an incoming friend, invites are indicated in orbit and director tabs by the new invite indicator /shine. Inspect player terminology will now be changed to inspect guardian. The player waypoint title gilding count now shows at all times, including before the new season title has been gilded. In other words, you'll be able to see the number of times your title has been gilded, even when it reverts to the purple at the seasonal reset. Cool. Settings. Social settings. Yeah. Oh, sprint turn scale. That's important. Control ADS sensitivity modifier. Text chat auto high. Set off by. Okay, cool. Budget crossplay. Bungie name. The Bungie name replaces the platform name. On login, players receive a Bungie name will be set based on the name they're using on the system they first log in. The player's platform name is displayed in the player nameplate tooltip. Bungie Friends. The Bungie Friends list has been introduced to help bridge the gap across platforms. Blocking players. An action is available when interacting with other players to block them and limit their ability to interact with you in Destiny 2. Blocking within Destiny 2 only blocks in-game communications. Please use the helpful pop-up or view Bungie help articles. Roster. Do we care about roster? No, we don't. Let's go right to armor. Alright, armor. New features. Stasis has been added as an armor energy type, along with a suite of base mods that use stasis armor energy. New combatant mods featuring more elemental wells mechanics have been added to the game. Ghost mods. A new suite of ghost mods have been added to the game that guarantees a minimum value of 10 stat in the chosen character stat anytime you acquire a piece of armor that has random stats. Holster mods. This new type of leg armor mod that gradually reloads the stowed weapon of the matching type over time. Multiple copies of the holster mod will increase the rate ammo is reloaded. So yeah. A lot of these new stasis mods, from what I've seen from playing the game for a little bit, not gonna lie, they like refund energy when you use an ability. So like, let's say you used your melee and it was like fully charged, it would give you some of your melee energy back and stuff like that. So it's weird. I haven't used any of it. I'm not sure if I will use it, but it can't be terrible. Bug fixes. Fix an issue where the grenade thrown from a player wearing Ashen Wake could damage allies. Fix an issue where Crest of Alpha Lupi could create orbs on stasis kills outside of Super. Fix the issue where Warmind cells would not have their duration increased by Warmind's longevity. Crazy. Fix an issue where melee damage resistance was incorrectly counted as an arc mod. Exotic balance changes. Super regenerating exotics. Shards, 50%. Ursa, 50%. Dire, 50%. Phoenix Protocol, also 50%. Geomags, remove sprinting to top off Super. Great. Hunters, Bombardiers. Bombardiers now has a secondary effect based on the subclass type. Blind for arc, burn for solar, slow for stasis, suppression for void. Graviton forfeit. Increase the bonus invisibility duration. The melee regeneration speed now increases based on the number of enemies near you. While you are invisible, your recovery is greatly increased and your weapons reload more quickly. Like your pants. Intrinsic hand cannon holster mod replaced with previous functionality with the following. When you're ready a fully loaded hand cannon that deals kinetic damage or damage matching your subclass energy type for a short time, each hit against the combatant from that hand cannon increases the damage of the next shot. Does not apply in Crucible. This is confirmed that it does not apply in Crucible. Titans, Precious Scars, will now create a burst of healing and bonus recovery around you whenever you kill an enemy with a weapon whose damage type matches your subclass type. As for Mantle, move the slower class ability recharge scalar, Verity's Brow. Change to trigger when you get a weapon kill that matches your subclass energy type. Increase the grenade damage bonus to 20% per stack, up from 10. So it used to be 50, now it's 100%, which is crazy. Staggerance, damage reduction to ally guardians standing in your rifts, 20% against combatants, 15% against players. Prometheus Spurs, added functionality, has additional functionality. While standing in the rift, solar weapon kills give you... This is new. They just added this. While standing in a rift, solar weapon kills give you class ability energy. Yeah, no, what? Alright. When your class ability is full, solar weapon kills consume that energy and spawn a combination healing and powering rift. Okay, so it might consume all of your class ability, which is fine. But I didn't realize that this... Alrighty then. I need a... I think I have a Prometheus Spurs in my inventory, but I have to check. Mod changes. Ammo Finder. Now have increased chance to spawn ammo on kills with primary weapons and further increase the chance with exotic primaries. Ammo Finder mods for weapons that only use primary weapons have been deprecated. Alright, cool. Scavengers. Multiple copies of scavengers of the same mod do not stack. Scavenger mods for weapons that only use primary ammo have been deprecated. Also, capacity mods for yeah, no. Also, the scavs, they don't say this here, but the scavs got nerfed, like really bad. So, grenade launcher scav is like 5. Rocket launcher scav is also like 5, and then linear fusion rifle scav is 4. Like they hit these things. They hit scavs really hard. Which, you know what? Let's go. F it. Capacity, cool. Warmind cells. So, base Warmind cells reduce the radius of explosion from 10 to 6. Reduce the damage of explosion previously from 200 to 400 to 50 to 250. Also, in my... Because I was able to record the first mission of the new season of the Lost, Mission Cocoon. So if you haven't seen that and would like to see that, you could go check out the last couple videos. I'll also put a link in the description. Because I was using Warmind cells in that video, and it is noticeable the range reduction that you get. However, the damage is still pretty strong. Like, it's not gonna do a lot of damage to any yellow bars or like beefy boys, but it definitely still does hurt to the red bars and miners and stuff like that. So it's still a good nerf. It's much needed. Warmind cells are OP. Global reach increased mod costs from increased mod cost of global reach to 3. I don't know why I didn't say increased cost from 1 to 3, but okay. Reduce the amount of damage. Reduce the amount of radius increase from 20 to 10 meters. So they just decreased it by half. I wasn't using this anyway. Honestly, global reach is great, but I wasn't using it anyway because you can use any other mod. I'm probably gonna be doing a Warmind cell tier list for this, so that people get, you know, the information that you need. I don't really use global reach ever. Not saying that you shouldn't or you can't, but you really don't need to a lot of the time. Cellular suppression reduces the suppressing effect when using cellular suppression from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. That's not going to matter because it's still a stun. Even if they reduce it by 1 second, it's still a stun that you can stun twice. Of course, the range is greatly reduced because of the general Warmind Cell range reduction by 4. So they're going to have to be a lot closer, but it should be fine. Alright, sorry about that. So, and then Wrath of Rasputin reduced bonus solar damage previously 100 to 200 from 25 to 100. Yeah, I personally stopped using Wrath of Rasputin solely because you really didn't need it. Like there was the true combo where you use Wrath of Rasputin into dang, I don't remember what exactly the mod is called, but it's essentially whenever you get solar splash damage, it spawns a Warmind Cell. You keep because the explosion and then the burn because it also spawn more Warmind Cells, but at a certain point, what was it? This thing costs like 4. I just stopped using it because the other champ mods, well, one, the champ mods on arms specifically because I usually use this on arms, cost a lot more, and a lot of the solar mods in general aren't great. Like I'm talking about solar combat mods, they're not super great, so I end up not using this anyway because I don't keep any solar armor for the most part. But yeah, that's fine. Elemental Wells. Elemental armaments now have a chance to spawn an Elemental Well based on their tier of enemy defeated, which is great. That's a nice good buff. Font of Might base duration has been increased to 10 seconds flat and increased the damage bonus provided from 10% to 25%, which is insane. Because wells are something, and there's more well mods, so that's going crazy. Global, or weapons then global. Fix an issue that allow players to swap weapons substantially faster than normal. Cool. This is fine. I don't think this matters. Controller sensitivity. Don't care about that. If you run a controller, you should check this out. But as someone that doesn't run controllers, do not care. Primary ammo. All primary ammo weapons now have infinite ammo. Drop mag reworked to be plus reload speed minus magazine size. Compact arrow shaft reworked to be reload and handling. Trials of Osiris. All Trials weapons have 7 perks, and each column was 5. Added 1 or 2 original perks in each column. I see. Reissued in this update, i.e. the lectern weapons only. Since these can be target farmed, we're okay with increasing the size of pools. In this particular case, adding 1 of the original perks, 1 or both columns of Dreamy City weapons reissued in this update. Since these can't be targeted farmed, we want to increase the size of the pools by more than 1. We fixed the previews for the quest from these weapons showing a sunset reward. The reward itself was already correct. Archetypes. Nope, exotics receive the same changes as written unless otherwise mentioned in the exotic sections below. We still have a lot more to go through. Breach grenade launchers. Reduce the blast radius with 0.4, e.g. max blast radius from 4.55 to 4.15. Minimum blast radius decrease from 3.8 to 3.4. Alright, so this is max blast radius, and then this is minimum blast radius, and then this is smallest, and this is the minimum anyway, and it still gets reduced. Reduce blast damage by 20, which reduces the total damage for direct hit from 220 to 200 before taking spikes or proximity nades into account. Increase PvE damage where the horde is unaffected. Machine guns increase damage in PvE by 20%. Shouts out to Thunderlord. Scout rifles and hand cannons increase damage versus miners by 15%. I'll be honest with you, I was using the scout last night in VOG. I haven't noticed this buff. I have to use it a bit more, but it's whatever. Fusion rifles. Now these thingies are a time. PvE damage bonus such that all subfamilies are 15% PvE bonus. Previously high impact frames were at 0, precision and adaptive frames were at 10, and rapid fire frames were at 12.5. So all of them are increased by 50%. They changed all these, so high impact frames are now 1 second. Shots per burst have been reduced from 7 to 5. Reduced total damage per burst Precision adaptive frames remain unchanged. Very slightly increase in total damage per burst. That's fine. Rapid fire frames base charge to 4.46 seconds, so less than half of a second. Shots per burst increase from 7 to 9. Increase the total damage per burst. Yeah, no. This is noticeable because I was using No Composure last night as well. It was crazy. It was crazy. Backup plan with the 100% charge time stat, adjusted charge time modifier from 0.85 to 0.7. Now scales damage by 0.8. Liquid coils, da 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 da. Convert scale charge time and damage instead of modifying the charge time stat. Cool. Adapt charge time, change functionality to scale charge time directly instead of changing the charge time stat without adjusting the damage. Anarchy. You love him. You know him. Reduce reserves magazine ammunition from 26 to 16. So you get a 10 reserves reduction. And with double reserves on, it only goes up to 19. Reduce damage by bosses versus bosses by 30%. Champions are not bosses. So you still get your true anarchy damage, which is fine. Xenophage reduced fire rate from 120 to 90, as it should, because it got buffed. 20% extra damage. That's insane to me. Anyway, Fighting Lion ammo increased from a lot to infinite. Receives the same changes as Breach grenade launchers. Reduced reload speed to 0. Now increases reload speed to its previous level on damaging multiple enemies with one grenade. Vex Mythoclast. PvE damage increased by 40%. Range increased to exceed in class for 360 high impact. So hold on, let me show you something. I'm gonna pull up Dim right quick. I want to let you know how much they buffed this Vex Mythoclast right here. So yeah, Warlock. Yes, I bought the deluxe version for Witch Queen. Yeah. So if you remember, the range for Vex Mythoclast was 41. It is now 86. The stability for Vex Mythoclast was also, I think it was 28. It is now 46. So yep. Increased stability. Rework Catalyst to grant stability and damage after kill. Increase the rate of fire from 360, because you still get Rampage as well as stability. Increase rate of fire from 360 to 390. Reduce linear fusion rifle charge rate from 820 to 533. Same as the new Season Pass linear fusion rifle, which is also crazy, by the way. It's insane. No longer loses overcharge stacks on Stow except when in linear fusion rifle mode, which is perfect. It's totally fine, right? So we got Merciless. Updated perk to account for fewer shots per burst. Should build up charge rate at the same amount per burst as before. Reduce the damage penalty for increasing the charge rate by 40%. Jotun. Reduce charge time by 0.4 seconds. Slightly reduce the damage per shot. Bastion. I don't know why they buffed this in PvE. I don't know why they did this, but you know, whatever, dude. Reduce damage by 50%. Can now not quite kill a guardian with one shot in a 3-shot burst. It fires. Increases spread angle by 10%. Increase the PvE damage by 25%. So overall, around a 10% increase in PvE. See, business now refills magazine on picking up special and heavy instead of primary, because there's infinite primary, which is crazy. So why is this indented? Huh? Firing line reduces damage bonus to plus 20% precision damage for all supporting weapon archetypes, was highly variable depending on weapon type. Will roll on some snipers, linear fusion rifles, and machine guns, and maybe some other stuff in the future. You really only want firing line on sniper rifles and linear fusion rifles. I mean, I like it on LMGs, but for right now, it's only on the SAW LMG, and you can just straight up just do more damage with sniper rifles. Certain damage perks only affect impact damage on explosive weapons. We've updated these specific perks to increase the detonation damage Kill Clip, Rampage, which is indented and Adrenaline Junkie, fixed an issue, fixed incorrectly rarity on some recently shipped weapon perks. Okay. Other bug fixes, fixed an issue where muzzle flash on the forward path auto rifle could cause photosensitive issues, fixed an issue where Mida Mini Tool and Drain did not show kill tracking column when masterwork, fixed an issue where Dep Big One spec mod was not appearing in the collection that was acquired, fixed where grenade launches were not damaging certain types of objects. Bio progression. The power bands increase. Power floor remains at 1100. Soft cap is 1270, up from 1260. Powerful cap is 1232 at 1232. 1320, up from 1310. Hard cap is now 1330, up from 1320. Made XP more descriptive. You can now get a general understanding of how much XP a bounty or seasonal challenge will give you from its description rather than previewing XP. Reward tiers, smallest to largest are XP, XP plus, XP plus plus, Challenger XP, Challenger XP plus, Challenger XP plus plus, Challenger XP plus plus plus. Bounties and pursuits. Fixed issue with Dreaming Cities, bounties with gear rewards, would sometimes not drop gear. These bounties can no longer roll Shattered Throne specific perks when claimed within the dungeon. Damn. Simstrand is no longer used to purchase Armor Synth. Armor Synth bounties will now cost 1,000 Glimmer each, and Simstrand will no longer drop in game. All remaining Simstrand inventories can be safely dismantled as long as they're. Oh, that's why I'm not. I'm sitting here yesterday, and I was like, man, I'm not getting any Simstrands. I miss Wide Simstrand. It's because the bounties from Ada cost 1,000 or 10k, so you don't need the Simstrands anymore. God damn it. Boog. Alright, so reputation. Valorant rank is now known as Crucible ranks, Infamy now known as Gambit ranks. Vanguard reputation internal systems have been rebuilt, aligned with that of Crucible and Gambit reputations. Increase the amount of Vanguard reputation given for completing Nightfalls on Platinum, Gold, Silver. Higher tier Nightfalls get a flat multiplier on Vanguard rep. Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard reputation now use a ritual activity streak system. You can gain streak for finishing ritual activities. You lose streak for quitting or KTO, and your streak resets if you play something besides the ritual activities. Orbit, Tower, Helm do not trigger reset. Oh, sick. The previous win streak bonus aside from Glory have been removed. Vanguard, Crucible, and Grounding reputation now cap at 10k, and all turning values have been adjusted for that. Move Crucible and Gambit gains from all bounties. Darn it. Times 3 multipliers have been removed. Reputation boost weeks are now use a times 2 all 7 days. Oh, because I'm pretty sure on the weekend it was like a times 3 multiplier. Glory floors work like they did prior to Season 14. Each rank below Fable 1 should not allow negative progression to D rank below that rank. It's like Eververse upsells for new expansions are now included in the Eververse campaign tab. The current season is now available for purchase in the season tab. So third person peeking. While competitive game modes, trials, elimination, survival, performing, and emote will remain in first person. While in competitive mode, trials, and elimination, survival, players are now unable to swap to a sword if they do not have heavy ammo. If players run out of ammo while holding a sword, they automatically swap to their primary. Sick. Stasis freeze. Players can now initiate breakout while airborne. Perfect. Shorten the breakout animation and camera transition, differentiated between long freeze and short freeze. Glacier grenade. Grenade projectiles now bounce off other projectiles instead of detonating on impact. Stasis crystals fixes the bug where damage dealt to your own crystals was being factored into the damage dealt stat. Oh, they finally fixed that, huh? Whisper Rhyme fixed the bug where it's Whisper Rhyme, which the overshield is providing, is not scaling precision damage correctly. Alright, sliding, don't forget. While sliding, players now incur the following weapon penalties: minus 30%, minus 20 stability, 50% shotgun bullet. Jesus Christ! Fit 1.5 times flinch air moves, such as Shatter Dive, can no longer be performed while sliding, huh? You can slide what man. Man, oh man. Oh yeah, no, this they just killed Slide Shot. Like honestly, they just straight up killed Slide Shot. It was gonna be funny, is so sliding with Felwinters is probably gonna be still a bit strong solely because of the packing, because it's box pack, so it's a lot tighter. So the 15% spread might not matter as much, but we will see. We will see. Uh, Rally Barricade. Standing behind the Rally Barricade now provides the following weapon buffs: 30 plus 30 stability, plus 10% range, plus 50, minus 50% flinch. All barricades. Players moving at high velocity now take more damage when moving through hostile Titan barricades. Barricades now slightly protrude into the ground for better protection of the Titan's feet on uneven ground. Behemoth, Cryoclism. While equipped, the base slide now shatters crystals and frozen enemies. Increase the duration of the FX, notifying players that Cryoclism alongside is ready from 1 second to 4.5. Howling of the Storm, fix the bugward, in which using mouse and keyboard, hold the sprint can prevent the Titan's Howl of the Wind ability from activating. Shiver Strike, increase movement speed by 25%, reduce the likelihood of early cancellation when used on the ground. Fix an issue where Glacial Quake would sometimes fail to heavy attack immediately after recovering from the previous heavy attack. Sunbreaker, Middle Tree, Throwing Hammer. Increase time before hammer explodes after hitting the ground from 6.5 to 10 seconds. Can now be shot and destroyed in a fight when lying on the ground. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Hammer cannot be picked up for 0.5 seconds after throwing it. Increase the damage versus powerful PvE combatants by 50%. Fist of Havoc increases the slam detonation radius by 14%. Reduce the slam damage fall off. Reduce the slam attack activation cost from 21 to 18. Middle Tree Striker, Initial Override, increase the duration from 4 to 6 seconds. Sliding over any ammo break now grants 20% melee energy. Sentinel, Top Tree Dawn, Ward of Dawn, increase damage taken from bosses from 2.5 to times 7 at 0 resilience. Damage taken can now scale to 0.25 based on owner's resilience stat. Note, this refers to the Ward of Dawn bubble, not the players inside of the bubble. Hunter, Revenant, Silence of Squall, increases Squall movement speed by 20%. Silence detonation, PvE damage freeze impulse now grows to match the VFX. Squall Storm now stops when it touches A balls. By the way, this just killed me through a wall the other day. So, great. With the word, increase projectile speed and tracking by 10%. Shadow Dive, fix the bug where player can cancel out of Shadow Dive to keep the player's momentum while sliding off a ledge. Gunslinger, Knife Trick, or Middle Tree. Knife Trick, increase the duration from 3 to 4. Knife projectiles now come out slightly quicker. Top Tree, 6 shooter, damage fall-offs now starts at 25 instead of 20. Arc Staff extended the passive super duration from 16 to 20. Increase the heavy slam detonation radius from 5 to 6. Increase the damage versus PvE combatants by 33%. Top Tree, Arc Strider, Deadly Reach. This is not going to matter, but this will. The time remaining, that helps a lot. It's nice quality of life change that they did. This is perfect. 8 to 10. Middle Tree, Lightning Weave, dealing damage with Tempest Strike now procs Lightning Weave. Timer can now be extended by dealing damage with any weapon. Now displays time remaining. Perfect. Whirlwind Guard, fix an issue where Arc Strider's Whirlwind Guard was not properly blocking incoming damage from trace rifles. Night Stalker. Top Tree, Night Stalker, Vanishing Step now displays time remaining. Perfect. See, the more they add this, where they tells you how much time remaining we have, great. Spectral Blaze, reduce DR during Super from 52 to 47. Reduce the additional DR when invisible from 5% to 3%. So it used to be 57, and now it'll be 50. I don't know, man. I don't know why this had 57 damage reduction, but whatever, dude. Warlock, Shadebinder. When his Wraith reduce Shatter Pulse damage against close range supers. Warlock is now freeze and shatter twice to defeat Burning Maul, Fist of Havoc, Sentinel, Nova Warp, Arc Staff, or Spectral Blades, with the exception of Glacial Quake. Bleak Watcher improved the Bleak Watcher's ability to detect enemies at certain angles. Top Dawn. Celestial Fire reduced the tracking cone. Arming shape now shrinks over time. Reduce the detonation size by 1 meter. Yeah, no, this is definitely a big nerf because you get killed. You used to be able to kill things through a wall with this, like with just the pure splash damage of this. Damage fall off increased at short distances. Increased dash now provides 1 dash. While the effective heat rises, increase to 2 dashes every 5 seconds. Heat rises, duration increase from 10 to 15. Increase the amount of time extended on air kills. The amount differs based on the type of enemy. Your location now appears on the enemy radar when using heat rises. Military Dawn. I don't know why they did this, but yup. Okay, so Bubble Radiance. Increase the damage taken from bosses. Yeah, just like Bubble, this applies to the sword, not the players inside of it. Increase the damage resistance buff versus enemy players from 20% to 40%. Players inside of the wall can no longer be frozen or slowed by stasis. The sword can now be frozen and shattered by stasis. Players can shoot through the energy stem of the center of the well. The orb and the sword will now take damage and block bullets. Alright. So, Guiding Flame, increase the duration from 7 seconds to 10 seconds. Increase the damage buff from 20 seconds for 20% to 25%. Divine Protection now displays a timer. Great. This crazy. This is insane. 40% damage reduction against players. Bottom Tree Phoenix died. It killed me earlier, but this is great. Reduce the delay before your dive starts. Can now input a direction to dive in that direction. Igniting Touch, ability rework. Solar ability kills and kills on burning targets now cause targets to explode and burn other targets nearby. Charge melee now places a burn on the target. Increase the detonation radius from 6 to 7, 9 with Dawn Cores. Yeah, no. I was using this yesterday, and man, let me tell you something. It does a lot. Like everything just explodes all the time. It's pretty funny and ridiculous. Because they even explode when you're using the super. You chuck a sword, it hits one thing, and a whole group of ads just explode. And we're just like, yup, God. Anyway. Stormcaller, Middle Tree, Stormcaller, Arc Beam. Increase the beam environmental collision size to better match the collision size, Yeah. So this should lead to less instances of dealing damage to enemies on the other side of the wall. Reduce the beam damage radius and PvP by 20%. Reduce the beam endpoint sphere radius by 33%. Bottom Tree Stormcaller, Arc Soul, increase the duration from 12 to 13. I think they increased it more than that because it doesn't feel like it's 13 seconds. I feel like it's like 15. I have to check again. But yeah, they increased the duration of it. Increase the fire rate, which is noticeable. Electrostatic charge now increase sprint speed when nearby. Yeah, no, this is insane. I was also using this yesterday to test this out, and even without transversus steps, while sprinting, you are moving extremely fast. Because it stacks up to 3 times. It doesn't tell you how much MS it gives you, but it gives you a lot. I was running around moving at the speed of sound, essentially. I'm just like, man, this is a time. Landfall and fires 5 arc ground projectiles on cast. They do not track, they just go in 5 separate directions. And it's pretty scary. Void Walker, or Void Walker, or Void Warker. Yep. Nova Warp. Increase the damage with PvE by 73%. No longer slows movement while charging or charge. Now detonates on cast. Handheld Supernova. Increase damage versus PvE combatants by 100%. Increase the hold time from 2.5 seconds to 3.2 seconds. 2 cents. It's now native NPC general. And now for the kitchen sink. Sparrows from past lives now correctly reset the summoning cooldown when destroyed. This Destiny timeline. The new Destiny timeline will be introduced to highlight the player's ownership of expansions and seasons in a visual way that feels valuable, desirable, integral to the player's permanent experience. The timeline screen will now provide players with the ability to immediately take action where ownership status of expansions and seasons passes are incomplete. Stasis acquisition, the first two stasis aspects. I forgot there's freaking stasis aspects. I gotta go do that. I gotta go check that out. The first two stasis aspects pursuits have had some objectives reduced, and steps required the stasis exotic grenade launcher have been removed. Stasis pursuits of fragments that have been unlocked can be seen on the Exostranger vendor, with notes on how to unlock and access them. The Deadeye title seal has been added. Deadeye title seal supports gilding. Emblem stat tracker has been added to track that says tack to track the number of times a seal has been gilded. Fixed an issue where K1 Crew Quarters Flawless Solar Triumph had the name and description mixed up. Alright, cool. That's our patch notes for today. There's a lot. And it's all good. I don't know what they were doing, but when they were smoking that lettuce when they made that Vex Mental Class buff, but yep. This is great. So yeah. Get into the game. The game it is crazy. We're probably gonna be in the longest season of all time. Oh, I say that, but D1 seasons were half a year anyway. But yeah, it's gonna be a 6 long months until we get to Witch Queen. However, it will not be without content. So definitely go check out D2, play that game, run that shit up, cause yo, it's crazy. It is crazy right now. But with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna see all you guys later. Deuces.